In Florida and elsewhere with these vaccine mandates is Texas congressional candidate and Army veteran Wesley Hunt. Great to have you with us, sir.
Happy to be on. Thank you.
And I got to say, you have one of the most Texas-sounding names, very on brand for Texas, Wesley Hunt. I mean, it's like it's out of the Urban Cowboy movie or something like that. I thought about that the first time I saw you on the last campaign. But we just heard from Leo on this vaccine passport investigation in Florida, and we know Texas Governor Greg Abbott has just started to really kind of crack down on these types of things with the airlines as well. I wanted to get your reaction on this whole back and forth with Southwest Airlines and American Airlines and what's happening down there in Texas.
You know, I applaud Governor Abbott, and I applaud Governor DeSantis as well for standing for liberty and standing for freedom. Look, this is a free country, and these vaccine mandates are actually flat out unconstitutional. That's not the role of the federal government to mandate what you should or should not put in your body, and that's actually your personal choice. But what we do know is that this is part of a socialist agenda by the Biden administration to continue to infringe upon your rights, to make government bigger, to control your everyday life. And we have got to stand up against that. Literally, this is the reason why I'm running for United States Congress. And a couple of weeks ago, I was at a football game. I was watching the Texas A&M fighting Aggies, and I watched 80 to 100,000 young people at this stadium living their lives, having a great time, and making their own personal choices. That's what needs to happen in our entire country. I'm vaccinated. That's my choice. And I cannot force another American to do that. That's ridiculous.
I may or may not have stormed a field once upon a time after a college football game myself. No, I'm with you. I saw these kids, you know, and as much as I love to see Alabama go down. I was rooting for Texas A&M as well. Everyone wanted to see Nick Saban take one on the chin, and he did. And you know, you think about that. You saw, and I looked at the video of the kids on the field, and I thought, here we are. I mean, somebody at least is acting like the pandemic is behind us. And I think what we saw from that, it's the people that are going to decide when this pandemic is really over. I mean, the public health officials, they may be trying to do their best and giving us the best information, but they've lost the confidence of so many people.
It's the government's role, the federal government's role, to inform the public and tell the truth about public health issues, but it's not the government's role to force you to do something. And like I say, we're seeing it in Texas a lot, particularly in Texas and in Florida. Our economies are doing well. Our states are being run efficiently, and we are moving on and moving beyond this. And look, this is something that we could take seriously. I'm not saying that. But at this point, let's get on with it. Let's move on. Let's be safer about it. Let's learn from the past. And let's make sure that we don't infringe and trample our rights as we move forward.
We do start to see kind of the Nansen signs or the green shoots or whatever you want to call it of people wrapping their arms around this idea of federalism. I always say that, you know, when it comes to politics, there's always like this kind of Newton's third law. Every action has an equal and opposite and sometimes unintended consequence of happening. You know, the Biden administration tried to grab all this power, and people are now starting to stand up.